Okay, so today I'm in Almeria capital with my friend Alejandro Salvador from Salvador Tax and Legal. Alejandro is also the honorary British consulate for Almeria. So hi Alejandro.
Hello, David.
Now Alejandro, I've been told, probably it's not true, you can clear up on this, about if you have a property together with your wife or partner and one of you dies, about the inheritance tax for the children. Now somebody said to me the other day, this is on Facebook admittedly, that if you sign it over to your children now, when one of you dies or when you both die, you won't have any problem with the inheritance tax. But that's not really true, is it? Can you just briefly tell us about that?
Vale. Mm, well, I mean, in Spain, the inheritance tax is given to the regions. Normally, most of the regions of Spain, inheritance tax is not now a problem. In Andalusia, where we are, especially, it's not a problem for normal estate, normal people that inherit. Um, how does it work? When you inherit from your mother or father, or yeah, or from the children to your mother or father, I mean, it goes both ways. Uh, in Andalusia or in most of the regions, as I said, you don't have to pay inheritance tax, right?
Nothing.
Nothing. I mean, it should
Perfect.
be a big thing to pay inheritance tax in general. What happens? And we found this case that you say that you got in Facebook is very common. What happens that some people are married on a second marriage. You can be married to your wife on a husband on a second marriage, and one of the one of the person could have children from previous marriages. What happens when you make your will? That is something that we recommend. It's very important to make a will in Spain for foreigners. Why? Because if you don't make a will in Spain, the Spanish, and you pass away, of course, the Spanish law applies, and the Spanish law applies, and this means that your children, if you have, will inherit. So you could be in a situation that not making a will and you pass away, and if you don't have children, your estate could go to someone else that is not your partner or whoever you are um, uh, engaged. So the first advice that we could give is to make a will in Spain. Very important. Now, when you make a will, if you are British, for example, you can say that you can give your estate to anyone. You don't have any restriction based on the UK law in who you are giving your estate. We have in Spain it's a bit more difficult to do that, at least for the full estate. But if you, as British, you can do it. Now, in that will, normally what you do is that within a couple, a marriage, you give it to each other, and if one of the persons pass away, the other person will inherit. And when both are not here, then it's that, like we call it, like the second stage, and then it's when you decide what to do. And here is the problem: that imagine that the woman has no kids, and the husband was married before and has got a couple of kids. If the husband passes away first and gives to the woman, she will own 100% of the property. But what happens in the next stage when this person passes away? That normally their idea would be to give it to the children of the other person. Now, what happens that as these children are inheriting, but this is not coming from the blood mother or father, they will have to pay inheritance tax. So the basic rule is that if your children, blood children, are going to inherit, or between a married couple, also with a civil partnership, you don't have to pay inheritance tax. But if anyone else is inheriting that you are not blood related, then it will be expensive. The same as if it's very popular in other countries to give it to the church, or to give it to the charity, or give it to whatever you could set them in a problem, because they would need to pay inheritance tax, because again, you are not blood related with them, and this will mean that they will have to. It's funny because you have to pay the tax first to be able to inherit.
Yeah.
But you cannot inherit because you probably can't pay
It could be a lot of money as well.
Yeah, if it's a big estate, it could be money, and some charities or church or whoever you want to give it to them, they don't have enough money to pay the inheritance, and because of that, they cannot inherit. So it's in Spain, many people pass away, and they don't pass the estate because they don't have someone or someone blood related who can inherit to not to pay inheritance tax. So it's a problem. But so if you need to take two things, one would be do your will in Spain. Normally, it's done when you buy property, or solicitors will give you the advice of doing that will. And second, plan what you are doing, because you could be, or you could live in trouble. The person or the charity or the company or whatever you are looking to give your estate.
Okay, so thanks very much for joining us today, Alejandro.
Thank you.